Hi there. Who am I doing? Scorpio. How are you? This is Raina, and this is a tarot reading for the end of April 2023. What will we get here? I was going to say perfect for the spring, but some of you might be from down under. I'm just curious if you are from the Southern Hemisphere and, especially if you're from an English speaking culture where you would be exposed to all of the stuff that happens. Are you like, does it feel like you're in this alien place? Because even with astrology, they talk about the astrological new year being in April and spring, March and spring and all of that. It seems geared towards other people. And I'm just curious if it feels like strange to be in this place that is so different. The timing, everything is like flipped. And yet the cultural influences might be that. Or if Australia, for instance, New Zealand, they have their own, you know, customs and songs. Of course, I'm sure that they do, but I was thinking about, when I was a kid, growing up in the 70s, we had to sing a song called Kookaburra Sits in the old whatever tree. So I don't know and I think it was an Australian song. So it's strange that we would always sing that song. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Seven of Pentacles. Something that you see this man, he's nurturing this seedling. Is that the proper way of putting it? And he's protecting it. So this can be your baby. If your baby, and I'm talking about especially like a money-making venture. In some cases, it could be like a relationship that is just in its fledgling stage, and you don't want other people to kind of rain on your parade or put their 2 cents in on it. But I'm thinking of maybe a business that you've started, or if this is a job that you have been looking for growth and you're just kind of saying, okay, I've really worked my butt off. Okay, where's the payoff here? And maybe feeling like you're sitting here waiting. Am I just waiting indefinitely? I was going to indicate that might be a recent venture, but who knows, And I think all the fixed signs like Scorpio can tend to be what we would call patient, but actually it might actually be more like stagnant, where they don't want to let go of something, move on, especially if they've put energy into it. In the past position, we have the Queen of Swords, and you may have felt, Scorpio, that you had to be more, you had to be like kind of like, what's the term, uncharacteristic of yourself and less emotional for some reason, because I could even see with some of these cards, if you have been involved with someone who you're waiting for them to get divorced or something like that, and you're trying to be patient and at the same time grow the relationship, but you are like not really happy with some of the excuses that you feel you're getting. And yeah, anybody who is struggling, who has this situation going on, I could totally see why they would feel a bit miffed if they're dealing with that. The higher message is the Four of Pentacles. So the first thing that I would say is you could see that this woman is holding on to her coin purse. And this is really a card about sometimes it can mean you're really handling money well. And it's kind of giving you a pat on the back. Sometimes it can mean that you're being too covetous, greedy, or I don't think that would apply to most Scorpios. I think it's more like fear based. Maybe you are afraid to spend money, but it's giving you the higher perspective. So if you've been sinking money into something in the hopes that it's going to take off, you might want to reconsider that because it might be a money pit where you keep sinking money into something and it just keeps disappearing into the abyss. um, and if like an online business is not something that you necessarily have to throw money at because there are so many free resources. You could do like a free website. It may not have a custom URL, but it's still I did that for over a year and I didn't have it. And because I was promoting things on YouTube, I could just have the link. So they didn't have to memorize a website. But you know, people, like to have custom URLs. They feel like it's more professional and what have you. But that's all just vanity. That's not reality. If you really have something that you want to sell, whether it's a service or a product, you can do it on a shoestring. And I'm happy to pay $20 a month for my website. Maybe I could do it for free, but I'm happy to do it because these people that we're allowing to have our online store and things like that. They're kind of doing their thing, and I feel like paying people for their services that feels good to me. But if you are beginning something, why not? Why not take advantage of something that's free? And so anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. And I also think like with relationships, it's like if you're giving your heart to someone and it doesn't seem like there's any growth, like I would say too, pentacles can be sex. Did you know that? I mean, we think of wands, I think, as that passion and everything like that, but pentacles can be anything that's connected to the material, including the body and sex. And if you're giving of yourself in that way, hoping that it's going to cement or even, I was going to say cement a relationship, but I mean, it's going to be the thing that gets you in as a permanent person in that, a permanent partner in that person's life, you might be sadly mistaken. And you may just be spinning your wheels, continuing to give of yourself and not having that commitment that you're most likely looking for. What crosses you is the Six of Swords. For some of you, and also this can be like job related too, not just your own business, but a job where you feel like you're just kind of doing all this grunt work, hoping that it's going to advance you, and it just doesn't seem like it's doing anything. What crosses you is the Six of Swords, not entertaining the idea of, perhaps moving on and not sticking around with something. And why do people do these kinds of things? Because sometimes they fear change, but the Six of Swords is about choosing peace. So this could indicate drama. Swords themselves can indicate drama. You have the Queen of Swords. You're trying to get away from that drama. But I always try to think, okay, what is it about Scorpio that might attract drama? I think it would be the Mars co-rulership, not Pluto necessarily. That idea of being that warrior and always having to fight a battle. Well, Sometimes battles are created or they are invested in. You can step away from that. You can let it go if you choose to. But would you choose to? And by the way, come May, you know, in the first week in May, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in your sign that impacts the house of relationships. And and I heard another astrologer talking about this being I don't know if they said karmic, but the South Node, that, yeah, that does imply karma, karmically involved because it's going to form a conjunction with the South Node. So to me, that suggests that maybe this is something that you've battled with in other lifetimes. It's like, uh, do you stick up for yourself, Scorpio? This is happening in your first house. Do you learn how to truly embrace yourself and let go of anything that doesn't serve you, that is helping to keep a certain patterns alive? What's coming in as a strength card, and I think, below the Queen of Swords, if you are like coming to terms with ending a relationship, I think day by day you get stronger because, underneath that Queen of Swords, you're learning how to detach emotionally. There's probably no one who loves to a greater intensity than Scorpio, but that's a double-edged sword, pardon the pun, with the Queen of Swords, because it's not necessarily discriminatory or discriminating, whatever word. It's, in other words, you may fall in love with the wrong person sometimes, and then you love them with all of your being, but it's like they're dragging you down. So you have to, at some point, see this very clearly, have that moment of clarity to be able to change course. And the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. This, I love the drawing, or the art, the illustration in this one, and I love the colors. Oh my gosh, that the color of her eyeshadow and hat is like one of my favorite colors, like kind of a turquoise. This is about you embracing your home and the earth. And so this is a card, I would say, first and foremost, of grounding, of getting back to the core. You have these pentacles, which are connected to earth energy. And the reason that this is important is that this will nourish your nervous system, so that, when we do things that take us out of our normal life, like breaking up with someone is an example of that is really difficult, and that can unnerve us. And so we have to nourish ourselves at the deepest level so that we can be able to weather these storms. You know what I mean? And also the eclipses, right? Hello. So also, Jupiter is going into Taurus in May. That will be in that house of relationships and legal affairs. And so anything, even if you are getting divorced, you're divinely blessed with that. But you may have ample opportunity in the next year to meet somebody. Now, I'm not talking about getting married in the next year necessarily, but meeting somebody who qualifies on that level as a life partner for you. Maybe it's a Sag or the ancient ruler. Jupiter's was the ancient ruler of Pisces. Maybe it's a Pisces individual. That certainly is very compatible with Scorpio. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double astrology readings because they're a package deal. My deep dive reading, an hour of natal chart interpretation with an hour of transits for a special price. And then I have one with the tarot called The Whole Enchilada, and that is a full length tarot reading with a full length natal chart interpretation. I have standalone readings too. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye. Ooh.